So PSG exposed Brest today, dominating them in a 3-0 victory that left the home side red-faced and struggling to contain the pressure. It was a ruthless display from the Parisians, who toyed with Brest's defense all night, bending them but never breaking themselves. The punishment began in the 21st minute when Ousmane Dembélé, who has developed quite an obsession with Brest this season, struck a shot that caught Pierre-Elise Meller's hand. After a VAR check, the referee pointed to the spot, and Vitinha stepped up, coolly sending the keeper the wrong way to get PSG on top early. Brest were left grasping at thin air, much like Bizet diving the wrong way. Dembélé then went from instigator to executioner just before half-time. Receiving the ball well outside the box from Achraf Hakimi, he ran inside, twisted Brest's defense into uncomfortable positions, and smashed a shot past Bizet at the near post. It was a precise and painful strike, leaving Brest unable to contain PSG's relentless advances. PSG kept pressing Brest in the second half, never letting them breathe. They even thought they had put Brest to bed earlier when Du tapped in a goal, but VAR ruled it out for offside. However, Dembélé wasn't done handling Brest with force. In the 66th minute, he exchanged passes with Barcola, took advantage of a defensive mishap, and calmly slotted the ball into the bottom corner. At that point, Brest had been well and truly punished, with no way to recover. Dembélé could have easily had a hat-trick or even 4 goals, but he spared Brest from further embarrassment. Brest had their chances but just couldn't keep up with PSG's relentless pounding. Dembélé, who has now scored 7 times against them this season, seems to have a personal vendetta against Brest, and they will have to brace themselves for more punishment in the second leg. So Dortmund beat Sporting today with an impressive 3-0 victory in the first leg of the Champions League playoff. After a tense opening, Serhou Guirassy opened the scoring in the 60th minute with a well-placed finish from a Julian Brandt cross. Guirassy then turned provider in the 68th minute, setting up Pascal Gross for Dortmund's second with a brilliant curling pass. The win was sealed in the 82nd minute when Karim Adeyemi combined with Brandt on a counter-attack, slotting home the third goal. Sporting had some good moments, hitting the crossbar early through Arroyo and forcing a few saves from Dortmund's keeper, but ultimately, they couldn't capitalize on their chances. So Real Madrid beat City today in dramatic fashion, snatching a 3-2 victory in the first leg of the Champions League playoff. City took the lead in the 19th minute when Erling Haaland finished off a clever assist from Josko Gvardiol. Madrid equalized in the 60th minute through Kylian Mbappé, who volleyed home a floated pass from Dani Ceballos. City regained the lead in the 78th minute when Haaland converted a penalty after Phil Foden was fouled. However, Madrid staged a stunning late comeback. Brahim Diaz capitalized on an Ederson mistake to level the game in the 86th minute, and in stoppage time, Vinicius Jr.'s effort was tapped in by Jude Bellingham for the dramatic winner. Despite both teams missing key chances, Madrid's late surge saw them take the advantage into the second leg. So Juventus beat PSV today, edging them out 2-1 in a thrilling first leg of the Champions League knockout playoff. The old lady struck first in the 34th minute when Weston McKennie rifled home a half volley into the top corner after a chaotic scramble in the PSV box, giving Juventus a well-earned lead at half-time. However, PSV responded early in the second half as Ivan Perisic latched onto a fortunate deflection and drilled a left-footed strike past Di Gregorio in the 56th minute to level the score. Just when it seemed PSV might leave Turin with a draw, substitute Samuel Mbangula made the difference in the 82nd minute. After a blistering run from Conceição, a low cutback forced a parry from Benitez, and Mbangula pounced on the rebound to fire Juventus back in front. PSV pushed hard in the closing minutes, with De Jong until coming close, but the Juventus defense held firm. The win puts Juventus in control heading into the second leg, but PSV will feel they still have a chance to turn things around. So, Feyenoord beat AC Milan today. In the first leg of the Champions League knockout phase playoff, Feyenoord secured a 1-0 victory over AC Milan. The decisive moment came early, as Brazilian winger Igor Pacheco's shot from the left side slipped through goalkeeper Mike Maitland's gloves, a mistake influenced by the wet conditions. This match marked the debut of interim coach Pascal Boscart, who took over after the dismissal of Brian Prisk just 2 days prior. Paixão was instrumental throughout, consistently challenging Milan's defense. Despite opportunities for Milan, including efforts from Rafael Leao and Tijani Reinders, they couldn't find the equalizer. The second leg is set to take place at San Siro, where Milan will aim to overturn the deficit to advance to the last 16. So Benfica beat Monaco today. Vangelis Pavlidis scored the only goal early in the second half, chipping the goalkeeper after being played through down the right channel. Monaco's night got worse when Moatasem Al-Musrati was sent off shortly after, leaving them with 10 men. Despite the numerical disadvantage, Monaco kept pushing, but Benfica's defense held firm. Radosław Majecki made key saves to keep the score at 1-0, denying Pavlidis a second goal. Ángel Di Maria also made an appearance off the bench but suffered a muscle injury late in the game. With this result, Benfica take a crucial advantage into the return leg in Lisbon, putting them in a strong position to reach the Champions League last 16. So, Club Brugge beat Atalanta today. A controversial late penalty gave the Belgian side a narrow 2-1 advantage in their Champions League playoff first leg. Brugge started strong and took the lead through a well-taken goal by Ferran Jutgla after some great work from Chemsdijn Talbi. Atalanta found their rhythm as the first half progressed, eventually equalizing when Mario Pasalic met David Zappacosta's pinpoint cross with a glancing header. The second half was more cagey, with Atalanta looking the more likely to score. Lazar Samajic and Zappacosta both came close, but Simon Mignolet held firm. Just when it seemed the game would end in a draw, Gustav Nielsen went down in the box after minimal contact from Isaac Heen, and the referee pointed to the spot. Nielsen then calmly dispatched the penalty, sending Rui Patricio the wrong way. Atalanta will feel hard done by, as they produced some promising moments despite not being at their best. The Italian side now heads back to Bergamo for the second leg needing a response, while Brugge will look to build on this momentum. So Bayern beat Celtic today. Michael Olise opened the scoring late in the first half with a brilliant strike from the edge of the box, giving Bayern the lead heading into the break. Harry Kane doubled their advantage early in the second half, finishing a Kimmich corner with a clinical volley at the back post. Celtic had moments of hope, with a VAR check for a penalty going against them and Dyson Maeda pulling one back in the 79th minute after a well-worked set piece. However, Bayern controlled the game for the most part, with Neuer making key saves and their attack keeping Celtic's defense under pressure. With this 2-1 victory, Bayern take a solid advantage into the second leg at the Allianz Arena, where they will be favourites to advance to the Champions League last 16. Check out my YouTube for more content.